Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed and Be the Change. In today's episode, I want to help you reinforce your why. We are changing our patterns of behavior, adding in new things that we do towards making the change that we want to make. Either it is something personal for us in our health or our everyday living situation, in our job, in things that we're doing out in the world. It's individual to each one of us, and we have started by taking action steps, as small as you want or as big as you want, towards what it is that we want to bring into our life. As a result of making these small changes that will grow and change different parts of our life, we will be squeezing out, by necessity, the things that are not productive for us, and maybe they're not for our highest benefit. So as we focus on what we want and why we have chosen this goal, it's important to reinforce our why, because you are your own worst enemy at times. Before you can learn to brush off, ignore, or not be influenced by outside forces, people, circumstances, or challenges, it's most important that you be able to combat those things from the inside. We have programming from when we were a youngster, in school, our family, our community, the people around us, the media, our previous ideas, our previous patterns of behavior, our habits, our vices, our virtues, things that we have incorporated into our lives because it's something we have been doing habitually, it's something that was taught to us, or something that we have modeled or patterned. Those behaviors and attitudes have been brought into each one of us. And as you make a change, there is going to be some resistance. I don't want to say this to highlight it, for you to look for it, because as we know, when we look for something, we will find it. So we want to train ourselves to look for the reinforcement towards our why, the reinforcement towards our purpose and what we are making as our action steps to fill out our puzzle, to look outward, not for comments or criticisms, but to look out for complementary things that are going to help us make this change and make these small behaviors, or even just a segment of our time, to become a habit. Not what we're doing so that we're doing it unconsciously. We want to make these changes and bring them in consciously so that we're doing them on purpose, we're realizing what we're doing, and we're realizing how we are going towards what we want. When you build a wall or any type of physical structure, one brick or stone can be picked up or knocked down fairly easily. When there's more than one, it becomes more stable. As you're building your base, or your project or change in general, the first layers are the most important. And once you get past those and get those firmly in place, they grow together, they're combined, and they're stronger. You know, the saying, united we stand, divided we fall. It's easier to knock over one than it is to knock over 10. So as we're building the base of what you have decided and to support your why, you want to be strong internally, not expecting a fight with yourself, but just be aware that your inside voice, what you have talked to yourself, your beliefs, your patterns, that's where you get, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or no, I can push that off until later, or oh, I really I was going to go work out, but I can go out for happy hour. Or I was going to research these funding mechanisms or leases or space available for this new activity I want to do, or research a piece of equipment for this new hobby that I want to either resurrect or take up for the first time, but I can flip through channels or be distracted otherwise. You want to set yourself up for success, so you want to overcome the barriers that are self-imposed. It can take longer to overcome some of these things if you're not aware of them. So we want to be consciously incorporating the new change and starting on the new change and building our puzzle out. We also want to be aware of the blocks in us. Now, it's easier to disregard those if you're prepared. It's always better to go in and make a presentation when you have thought about what you're going to say and you have prepared. So you want to prepare yourself for those times. I'm not going to go ride my bike because it's raining. Well, I have an indoor option. I can go to the community center, I can go to the gym, I can go to my basement, I can go to my garage. You're planning ahead. Pave the way in advance. Remind yourself on a daily basis, I did this today, tomorrow I'm going to do this at the same time or a different time, or whatever your schedule is for your daily action. Keep yourself open to the next steps or the complementary colors on your puzzle. I'm doing this dark green section and then it fades into a lighter green. What does that look like in the change that you are accomplishing? What are the next logical steps or things that are related to what you're implementing now? Keep yourself open, as we talked about last week, so that you can kind of look for opportunities and options. That will also keep you from being dragged back into your old patterns or your old habits or your negative self-talk that has built up for a long time and you might not have ever confronted it. You're going to confront some of those beliefs, which are things that you repeatedly tell yourself or you have taken in and incorporated that as your own. You're going to encounter some of these as you go to make a change. It's easier to stay back and be comfortable. Change is uncomfortable. You need to embrace it and plan for it. So as you're going to Tuesday from Monday, I did this last week. I was successful in doing these things. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself props for what you have done so far, for making the decision, for confirming your why, for taking the action steps. Don't grade yourself and don't judge yourself and don't look backwards. You're looking forwards. Praise yourself for any part that you did last week, and now go forward this week with the intention to build on that. It might be that you're still researching. You did one part, now you've got to do another part. It might be that you just got your first paycheck since you started this and your situation is a financial goal. So you have set up the account. Maybe this week is the week that you put money aside, or you're paying your bills in a different way. Whatever your situation is, set yourself up for success. Look forward. You know yourself better than I do. Reinforce your why. Pat yourself on the back. Remember why you're doing this and set it up so that it's easy to do. If it's something, if you're starting your day earlier because of whatever activity goes into this, if morning is better for you, you go to bed earlier the night before. You get set up whatever your routine is. If you are making your breakfast ahead of time now and you didn't before, so that whatever you do to get that extra time, plan for it the night before, plan for it the day before, set up a system. Get out ahead of it to make it easier for you. And as you're going through, you don't want to get too far ahead. However you're going to plan ahead or add on is going to be based upon what your goal is and what your why is and what you know you can do. Anything that you see around as you're going through your day that can help you get there. You're seeing an opportunity, you either put it in your notebook or you make a phone call. Do something that's easy. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, because it could drag you back. If you decide you're going to be a runner and you want to go run 5 miles, you might hurt yourself, or it's so terribly hard that you're one and done. You want to take it at the right pace for you, that is comfortable, where you can encourage yourself and where you can see some progress. And progress might simply be doing it 4, 5, 6 times a week or 3 times a week. There is a producer on the Ellen Show, Andy Lassiter, I think it's how you say his name, and he is on Instagram doing a slow walking video. He got a treadmill. I don't know if they teased him about exercise or what, but he gets on the treadmill, he records himself slow walking, and I mean slow, he says he does it 20 or 30 minutes a day. Slow pace, but he's doing something. There's a saying, no matter how slow you're going, you're lapping everybody who's sitting on the couch. That's just an example on physical movement. This isn't necessarily about physical movement. This is whatever you have chosen to change. But if you plan ahead, you know your blocks, you know where you might have fallen down before. Identify it, be aware of it, but don't buy into it. Just be aware of it and set yourself up so that it makes it easier for you to blow past it. The more you blow past it, the less you look at that behavior, that thought, that belief. You'll get to where you don't even think about it at all. And then your speed will really pick up towards where you're going. But remember, you're going forward, you're not going backwards. You're not getting too far ahead. You're working on what you're going to do today, keeping yourself open. Fight through those blocks by planning ahead. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or questions below. I hope you're doing well. This is for you. This is what you have decided. Nobody else. And we're building that first level of the foundation and the wall. So I'm here with you, doing it with you, and I know you're going to have a great week. Subscribe to see our other videos. Come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.